Bueno, ya bienvenidos a un nuevo vídeo de Vampyr o Vampyr, como preferíais llamarlo. Nos quedamos aquí con este
This
escalo,
poor
lo que sea.
creature can't be my maker. Could it be some subspecies of vampire? I must find a place to analyze the blood.
Vale, no acabo de atravesar con un palo de pecho. Bueno, al barquito. A ver si me das algo de ropa, La verdad es que me iría muy bien. Que voy todo ensangrentado.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to the Pembroke Hospital. It's just across the canal. They'll have a bed for poor Mr. Hampton.
William was... What manner of creature was he?
Predator, prey, villain, and victim. Who can say? The important thing is that he's been stopped.
Duly noted. And the woman? What... Who is she?
What woman?
Oh, don't play me for a fool. You used me to locate that skull. You must know who she is.
And I thought you a gentleman. You shouldn't talk about a lady behind her back, but I will tell you she values her privacy. Were London as peaceful as she appears from the middle of the canal? If only that were the reality of the situation.
To be honest, I've always tried to avoid this part of town.
Pembroke Hospital is the last bastion between the rest of London and the epidemic. The flu has decimated the East End and the war still rages. Welcome to the front lines of a plague.
This is where you work, Dr. Swansea?
I am the administrator of Pembroke Hospital.
I thought you were here in service of your mysterious order, the Brotherhood of...
Of St. Paul's Stone, yes. But first and foremost, I'm a man of science. A physician, like yourself, Dr. Reed.
How do you know who I am?
No need for modesty. You are Dr. Jonathan Reed, a surgeon of some caliber and renown, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
I knew it! I had my suspicions. But when you took the blood sample from the corpse of poor William, I was certain. Dr. Reed. Marvelous.
Me cae
Have
bien.
we met?
I attended 3 of your seminars before the war. I have the utmost admiration for your research. And what a turn of fate. England's most esteemed blood specialist returns to London a vampire.
That word again. From a so-called man of science.
I understand. Traditionally, the role of science is to refute myth, but when myth walks among us, the Brotherhood of St. Paul has dedicated its purpose to their study. There's so much for you to learn.
And for that,
Comparamos.
you are right.
Well, then let me be blunt. Join my staff at Pembroke Hospital. As a physician. I suspect you'll not find a better post of employment to contemplate your predicament.
This is sudden. I was returning home to see my sickly mother. But alas, that was before contracting this... affliction.
Dr. Reed, take a moment to consider. The post would be for the night shift, providing a good explanation for your absence during daylight hours. You'll be adequately reimbursed and have a place to hide.
Hostia, yo
I even
aceptada,
had the forethought to bring some clean clothes.
Bien, mira, ya me ha convencido con eso.
So, what do you say?
Pues sí, coño.
It seems I have little choice, but yours is a generous offer, so I thank you.
Brilliant! Oh, Jonathan, this is one for the book, and the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Que me caes bien, bro. Para ir fresquísimo. Bueno, que ya va siendo hora de quitarse esta mierda encima. E ir bien fresco.
Swansea, thank goodness. I was beginning to be concerned.
Worry no more, Nurse Crane, for I bring good news.
Oh, Doctor, what a night. We lost 2 more patients. Nurse Scow said she couldn't take it anymore and resigned.
Yes, well, I'll make a new rota in the morning. In the meantime, find a good bed for Mr. Hampton. Be sure to pay attention to his needs.
Of course, Doctor.
A ver.
Oh, and Dorothy,
Yes, Doctor?
Dr. Reed here has just returned from the front. He served King Country and will be joining us here at Pembroke. We're very lucky to have gained a surgeon of his talent, and one so experienced in blood transfusions.
That is good news indeed, Doctor.
Oh, yes.
Oh, sí.
Here at Pembroke, it's not what we have, but what we haven't. It's only thanks to Nurse Crane and the staff that our ship doesn't sink. If you have any questions, just ask her.
Duly noted. Thank you.
Your assistance is required, Dr. Swansea, immediately.
Welcome aboard, Jonathan. We'll catch up after my rounds. Coming, Nurse Crane. I'm coming.
Enseguida iré ahí. A ver, a este no lo voy a poner que me cae bien. A ver qué por aquí.
It's my turn.
Rotten or pristine, each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river, dry it all.
La voz de mi cabeza, ¿no?
Bastard gave me a good poke.
Bueno.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse.
Insult me again and I'll put an end to your misery right now.
Creo que me la voy a beber.
Alright, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Vale. O sea, la calidad de la sangre. Cautivar para poder beberte la sangre de tu presa. Atenderse a cautivar para aportarle miradas indiscretas. Es igual o mayor que la resistencia de ciudad.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Venga, que necesito mejorar el personaje. Ah, aquí no estoy en sombra. Ah, Cona, que hay un camino rojo, vale, vale. Vale. A Clay Cox o 0 para liberar. Sentenciar a Clay te pone... Vale, pues lo funo.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
Sí, a ver cómo matas desde ahí abajo, capullo. Para realidad. Perdonad, mi familia.
To taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
I cannot enter.
Cerrado. Pues bien fresco, me ha dado XP, bueno, no mucho, pero bueno, algo es algo. A ver, el hospital este. ¿No puedo pasar por ahí? En serio. Bueno, carajo.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you.
No, ya hay una placa.
Nurse
Genial.
Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
No,
Thank
no hay
you,
preguntas.
Nurse
Gracias. Dorothy Crane. A ver, a esta no me va a zampar, se os parece buena tía.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
I'd like to see your
Este
goods.
tío me cae
Wise
bien.
choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
No te des unas balitas. Aunque sean unas poquitas de nada, pero algo es algo, ¿no? O arma vieja.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research. Good evening.
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal?
You keep calling me mortal. Why?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Sexo.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
¿Qué cojo? Ah, que no puedo hablar más. Bueno, vaya puta mierda. A ver si es una ahí.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
No es una vampira, solo es una zumbada. Joder, yo pensaba que hoy iba a ser noche de sexo para el personaje que, hostia, ¿cómo se llama? Para mi panel raid. Que bueno, lo tía no está nada mal, pero bueno, F.
Describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of pustulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, Or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
No tengo nada más de esto, ¿no? Bueno.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal
Wow.
activities.
Esta está más pirada, tío.
Good evening, sir.
Unless you're it.
I'm Dr. Reed. I've with you.
A ver.
Goodbye for now, mister. It's locked, all right.
Me quedo en tío.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you
Ah,
feel?
este.
Dr. Reed, is it?
What do you mean?
I was not myself.
You remain...
Thank...
Goodbye,
Vale.
Mr. Hampton.
Con saber algunos nombres. No. Va, bueno. Por la izquierda a ver quién hay. Mira, aquí están los médicos.
Good evening, Doctor.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea I am Thoreau Strickland. Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of...
Ah, es un campanita.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Reed, yes, I've been informed about your arrival.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
Excuse me. Perdone, pero yo soy un pana mucho mejor que tú, ¿eh?
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something. I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money? Fame?
And what exactly is...
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Doctor.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve...
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
Thank you for
Te
your
vas a
time.
cagar, capullo, te vas a
We'll talk
cagar.
later.
I'm quite busy right now.
Ah, coño,
Thank you
hijo
for
de
your
puta.
time. We'll talk later.
El tío se está ganando uno que le dé con la tula, ¿eh?
I'm sorry you ended up on a plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must
It's
be very
locked.
angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Mierda.
It's locked.
Tiene que haber otra entrada, supongo. Aquí hay un tío. Ah, ese hijo de puta este. Ese ya se la ganó, es que ya se la ha ganado. Espera que tenga lo que hace falta,
You don't mind if I search your pockets, do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than you. You see, no one has claimed your body, sir, so it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables. I will not forget you, sir, and I thank you for your generous donation.
Bueno, razón no le falta,
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Good.
Gracias, ¿ves? Gente maja, coño.
Don't worry, sir. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay?
Es la segunda planta que me sale ahí. ¿Dónde coño está el despacho este? ¿Esta es la segunda planta o cómo? Es por aquí, creo. Nope. Tiene que ser por aquí, supongo.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
A ver si puedo mejorar algo. Paralizas la sangre del enemigo en las venas. A ver. Esto. Bueno, esta interesa, Bueno, esto. A ver. Uy, me falta nada para eso. Pero bueno. Creo que así está ya bastante fresquito. Bueno, sí, fue nada ese, ¿vale? Pero ese se lo ganó. Bueno, no mucho, pero... Bueno, ese quería hacerlo, ¿vale? Ya está. Ah, vale. Regenera. Creo que me voy a equipar esto.
William Bishop's.
Y ahora, un momento. A ver. Venga, la estaca un poquito.
Blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The flower's dying. It needs water.
Bueno, ¿y ahora qué tengo que hacer? Misión principal, a ver. Creo que es aquí, ¿no? Dr. Reed. Ah, que tengo que hacer esto otra vez. Ah, me han dado más experiencia, mira, genial. ¿Cuál me iba a coger antes? ¿Sangre? Pues mira, esta. Perfecto.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Pues bueno, la necesidad de sangre fundaré a los parguelitas, ¿no? Dios, que me caiga mal. Este no, que este es buen tío. Este hijo de puta, me lo quiero cargar de una manera, tío.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Este capullo está pidiendo a gritos que le fune,
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
No, este no quería hablar, va, bueno.
It's with What? What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me.
It's always a pleasure to
This epidemic...
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but
you're not the first one to warn me.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think...
You seem quite optimistic.
A ver, venga,
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him? Or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me, Mr. Fiddick.
Our first diagnosis was compromised.
But why would he hide such crucial
Because he is a proud father. Ashamed of putting his children...
This personal involvement could also...
I agree.
Do you think he...
All I know...
¿Queda alguna? No, ya está.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Yo que quería hablar con el calvito.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleague...
I see.
I'm Harvey Fiddick.
Tell me about your injury.
My wife died because of me.
I was... Tell me more
Bueno,
about
macho, los
the death
gritos que
of your
suenan a
wife,
fondo,
Harvey. What happened?
The German...
I'm sorry. How...
I would...
Goodbye for now, Mr.
I will not let you down, my boy. So many deaths. And still more coming. How can we be sure we're making a difference?
Ah, coño, que por aquí hay algo que hacer, a ver. Vamos a ver. Es arriba. ¿Dónde está la escalera? Es que se me ha olvidado.
I'm not one to make wait, Doctor. I've patients to attend.
Creo que tengo que hablar con ella.
How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted.
What type of hospital are you running? No antiseptics?
You have been away too long, Doctor. With the war and now this epidemic, supplies have been running scarce for months now.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
Vale, a ver, pues voy a ello. A ser el médico, chaval. Usted tiene cáncer de próstata. Usted... no sé qué tiene. A ver, por aquí. Sí.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Bueno, los tiempos de carga dejan bastante que desear en este juego, ¿eh? Encuentra trato ferroso. Quimina, encontré... y luego a la farmacia, ok. A ver. Por aquí se puede salir, digo yo. No, 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 no. Quería saberlo, no quería salir. Me cago en la... Ay. Puta madre, los tiempos de carga son un coñazo, ¿eh? Sé que mis vídeos por el momento no son muy buenos, pero a ver, tampoco se me puede pedir mucho, ¿sabes? Estoy aquí jugando y grabando con la Play. Es lo mejor que se puede hacer. Ay, otra vez. A ver. A ver. Nada por aquí. Creo que está todo arriba.
Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza.
A ver, este lo han funado fuerte. A ver, esto otro. Vale, lo primero ya está, faltan otras cositas, a ver. A ver.
It's locked, all right.
balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron target. This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
A ver, ¿qué es esto de aquí? ¡Hostia! ¿Y tú de dónde sales? ¿Qué puto susto me has pegado, capullo? Me cago en... ¿Eres hijo puta? Capullo, me ha dado un susto, tío. A ver, el otro cosito está abajo. Vamos a ver. Creo que está en el otro edificio, ¿no? Las escaleras, ¿dónde coño están, tío? Aquí. Sí, tiene toda la pinta de estar en otro edificio esto, Oye, ya podría esto ir un poquito más rápido, con estos tiempos de carga para pasar una puta puerta, Joder, cómo tarda, tío.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Es por aquí. No. Que no, coño, que... ¿Puedo entrar aquí? No. Pues a ver, dando la vuelta por aquí tal vez. Ah, coño. Venga, funado. Pues coño, que te mueras, pesado. Más pesado, tío. A ver, tiene que ser por aquí, digo yo. Vaya menudo rodeo, Ay, me cago. Ay, venga ya.
Die, vermin! Shit, that leech is fast!
creo que lo voy a ir dejando por aquí. En el siguiente episodio seguiremos con esto de la morgue, coger los productos químicos e ir a la farmacia. Espero que os haya gustado, dadle like, suscribiros y activad la campanita. Nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. Adiós.